What the fuck is that fucking banging? Fucking gotta do a fucking show now! But no one gives a fuck in this fucking house! No one's gonna have a fucking place to live! All right, well, that was that show. You know, I don't even care. By the way, Rick Ross. Thought Rick Ross was really good at the beginning of the show. And then I think he kind of went to shit. You know? He was, Rick Ross was good at the beginning of the show, and then he went to shit when he had to turn into a heel guy. That really didn't work too well. It was awkward. It's like he's not good. It's weird how amazingly good I thought Rick Ross was at being a face. I thought he was really good at being a face on the microphone at the beginning. I was like, man, you know, he's carrying this segment at the beginning. Like, Keith Lee can't talk worth of shit, so Rick Ross was really good, you know, and you know, Keith Lee can't talk. Rick Ross is talking well, and then it was like supposed to be. You didn't know what was going on. Like, Rick Ross was with Keith Lee, it seemed like. But then suddenly he was kind of like with Swerve, but it was weird how it transitioned. And then he just was basically the same way when the turn happened. And he was just saying shit like, "You about to find out. Here we go." Like, it was just weird shit that he was saying. It was awkward. It was just awkward how he was turning heel. Didn't work really. But ironically, the segment, as weird as the segment was, because Rick Ross I thought was really good as a hype guy manager. I was like, damn, this guy is really good, and he's not even ever done this. Rick Ross was really good, and then he got really bad really quickly. It was like, as a heel, he was really bad, but as a face, he was really good. You know, so I don't know what don't know why, but either way, that it was like literally I saw night and day. It's weird. For 1 second, it was like, damn, Rick Ross is really good at this. But then when he had to be a heel, it was weird. So it's like he went from a 7 out of 10. And, you know, and what I mean by that is he's got great presence and speaking ability. But then when he had to become a heel, he sounded weird and cringy, and it didn't seem right. So it went from a 7 to a 3 all of a sudden. It was I don't know, man, it was weird. He should have stopped talking into the mic after a few minutes, and just been like, "Watch what happens, bitch," or you know what, watch how we do things, or you know what I mean, you know, whatever you want to say. I don't know. That part was pretty cool. I don't know what happened to Dan Kennedy. I'm sorry, bro. I didn't get you on. I was gonna put you on in a minute. I don't know what happened to Rose. I thought Rose was coming on to do the review, but I don't know. Maybe he had to go to bed. Oh, he's in the chat. He's coming in. But yeah. Sorry, I started the show kind of weird because everybody wanted to come try to talk to me right as I began my show. So everybody wanted to come down here screaming and flipping out about something or other, and right as I'm starting my show. And then I really became annoyed because I was already annoyed with the show kind of in a way, and already annoyed with the day, and nobody can seem to figure it out around here. But, you know, that's whatever, you know. I wish I was Justin Bailey, though. I'll say that. In fact, you know, I'll put that in the title of this stream. That's what I'll do. I wish I was JB. That'd be cool. If I was JB, that'd be fun. You know, even being a Colts fan. You know what I mean? You know? That'd be cool. To be a Colts fan. So anyway, I thought that was, while, you know, the whole thing was weird with Swerve, you know, it was better than anything. I was better than Raw. I mean, maybe I was asleep for Raw and I was like in a coma state for Raw, and, you know, maybe other people enjoyed Raw, I guess. I don't know. Maybe I'm a fucking psycho. And people love Raw, and I should like Raw. I don't know anymore. I'm wondering if maybe I'm crazy. As people say that Raw was pretty good. I don't know, dude. I did not like Raw at all. I don't know if I'm living in an alternate universe or something like that. But I don't know, bro. Okay, Dave, I see you. I might be living in an alternate universe, you know? Because I'm living rent-free inside your head. I don't know. They don't have the episode of Rampage up yet, so I can't. I usually like to. What I like to do is I put the episode of Rampage on and I skip around looking at it because I have a better. I recall things better when I see the visualization of it, as opposed to always writing notes down. I don't do as well with notes. I do okay with notes, but I definitely do better when I see the visualization. You know what I mean? You know. But yeah, I mean, I think AEW gets a thumbs up tonight, you know. It's just, you know, I just wasn't loving it tonight, but maybe I'm in a shitty, maybe I don't I don't know, man. It was good though. I just don't love anything about tonight. I don't love it. And I just, and the reason why I started talking first about the Keith Lee and Rick Ross segment is probably because it was just the most weirdest segment, like this weirdest segment. It was like, it started off great with Rick Ross. I thought he was awesome, and then it kind of got weird, and I didn't know what was going on, but I knew what was going on, but like it was so weirdly done. Like, I didn't ever think like I knew exactly what was going to happen, but it was the way they were executing it that was so bizarre that made me like stuck to it. Like, what the fuck are they doing? I know what they're doing, but what are they doing? And then Rick Ross just got so bad on the microphone. He went from good to bad. And then Swerve, and he's talking over Swerve while Swerve's trying to talk, and you got eyes in the back of your head. And when you say something like that, the instinct is for the guy to look behind him. But, like, he never looks behind him. But then the guy never shows up, and then he does show up, but it's like way after he said that. It was fucking weird. Like, the whole segment was bizarre. But then the ending with the whole like cinder block and everything was great. So it's weird how the segment started good and then it got weird and shitty and then it ended awesome. Like, so it was just very strange how that happened, I guess. Dave, what's up, man? Oh, you're muted. There we go.
Sounded awesome to me.
Sounded what?
Awesome.
What segment?
Yeah.
I thought Rick Ross was bad as a heel, but
not some of it. Not well, a portion of it, not all of it, because he was. A lot of people in your chat is actually saying that he was dropping F-bombs and all that. And initially it started off okay, but then it started to get to the point where he was talking over Keith Lee, Swerve's fucking promo and stuff, and it was just it got a little too heavy, I'd say.
It got weird. I don't know. What's up, Dan?
Who would the dude that looked like Brock Lesnar?
Good question. But that's the perfect response. Who is that? I don't know. They look like criminals, all of them. That's what I'll say. They all
Well,
look
I
like
didn't get to review the
criminals.
entire show, but I did get to see a little bit.
We'll start. Now, the good part is I sort of did see the whole because I saw the beginning of the show pretty, like the 30 minutes that you weren't watching, Dave, I did see. So that's good. I mean, I was watching it. Even while I was on your show, I was watching it. So, like, I caught it. It was, but, like, the volume was low, but I caught it, you know. So I know. In fact, I think that was the better part of the show. Oh my God.
Oh my God.
That was the better part of the show.
I
Holy
love this
shit.
donation. I love this donation.
Somewhere just beyond my reach, there's someone reaching back for me, racing on the thunder and rising with the heat. It's gonna take a Superman to sweep me off my feet. I need a hero. I'm holding out for a hero till the end of the night. And he's gotta be strong and he's gotta be fast. He's gotta be fresh from the fight. I need a hero. I'm holding out for a hero till the morning light. And he's gotta be sure, he's gotta be soon. He's gotta be larger than life, larger than life. I need a hero. I'm holding out for a hero till the end of the night.
Hater and Sheeta put on the best women's match this year hands down. Worst segment was Rick Ross and big motherfucker Keith Lee. Mogul affiliate should be called dead on arrival instead, especially
Oh.
with Brock Jr. and that Tom McDonald look-alike.
Tom McDonald.
7/10 show.
Oh my
People
God.
say in that chat, was that Tom McDonald who arrived as a wrestler?
Oh my God. It was Tom McDonald. I think
Funny
I saw-
enough,
At all.
Tom
I think Dave, you
actually wrestled.
Dave, you said that. I think you said like he looks like that rapper that Joe's whatever. I'm like, yeah, that's funny.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that's funny. Soundwave 92. Thank you for the $40, Soundwave. Appreciate that, man. That's really funny.
Yeah, the Rick Roth. What am I? Fucking Mike.
You're Dan Kennedy.
Mike Tyson here. Rick Roth. Yeah, that started off I think okay, but it kind of degenerated to the point where it just really didn't look good in my opinion.
Yeah, it was.
But hey, at least it's moving forward. There's the progression of the storyline between Swerve and Keith Lee, and now you've got Parker Bordeaux. At least that is what his old name is from NXT, according to DWELSH there in the chat. But I don't know what I couldn't catch what his current name is right now with AEW. But they're gonna have to spice him up if they're gonna want to have me interested in this feud.
Yeah, I
Just add another add a white guy in there. At least you've got the racial tension, right?
yeah, I mean, listen, overall, it's weird that I kind of liked
On
it.
back violence, my God.
I liked it, but it was a shit show.
It was a shit show. And again, I can't get back from the fact that while Swerve is trying to do his promo, you got Rick Ross fucking talking on the mic. Like, dude, learn timing and shut the fuck up so this guy can say his piece, please.
Right. Yeah, they were he was talking over him. It's weird. Like I said, he's like
D. Welsh, I don't care what his name was. He's an AEW now. Fuck off.
He's like Jekyll and Hyde, man. He was, again, Rick Ross, if he's watching this, not that I know anything about life. I mean, Rick Ross, you're rich and I'm a retard, but you were really good as a face on the microphone. You were really good. Like, you were over, what do you want to call it? He was like the Bad Bunny on the microphone. Like, you were overachieving as a face on the microphone, but as a heel, you were cringe. Like, so, like, not good. It was weird. So, I don't know. That's all I can say is Rick Ross is Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, you know, they should keep him as a face. In fact, I think he would have been really good with Keith Lee, and Keith Lee needs that type of guy.
Actually, you're absolutely correct on that. Keith needs a fucking mouthpiece. Rick Ross is as good as the face, and we saw that in the past. If they had kept that, it would have been great. But I don't know what they've got planned with this whole swerve, no pun intended.
Yeah, I don't know what they have planned. It's a good little pun there. Where you wanna start at the beginning, because I think the Elite is the first thing I mean, well, okay, Ricky Starks came out to cut a promo. I'm trying to get it up, but it hasn't
The
uploaded.
Pebble?
What?
The Pebble, as MJF calls him, he's a cheap rock version, so that's
the
what
Pebble,
MJF
yeah.
calls him. He calls him the Pebble, which I think is
Well,
that's actually smart. That's funny.
He looked like the faggot tonight.
Oh shit!
Sorry.
What did he do? His eyebrows like Jacob RP?
Yeah, he looked a little feminine. He looked like a guy. So there was a place in Randolph, Massachusetts, called Vincent's, Club
Where fucking
Vincent's.
town?
Yeah, it's called Club Vincent's. I ended up in there one night.
That's a gay bar, if I ever heard one.
Yeah,
Fucking
it
Vincent.
sounded like a gay bar. Yeah, there's definitely lots of. Well, I was the only white guy there. It was all Puerto Rican guys. And yeah, I looked around. I didn't realize that until about halfway through the night. I was fairly drunk, and I was in the bathroom, and I looked to my left and I looked to my right, and just about every cocksucker there was wearing
You
gold
motherfucker's
necklaces.
brown. What the fuck?
No, I just looked. I said, well, I'm the only white guy in this entire building, I think. And I looked out and I go, I really am. There was a bartender maybe that was white. That was about it. And I realized, everybody's wearing gold necklaces and shit. And I just look so out of place, because you can imagine I look about what I look like now, because I don't have any style. And everybody else is, and so I'm just like, I'm like, wow, but yeah, that's what he looked like tonight. Like, questionably straight, Like, maybe, like, he's talking about women and stuff, but it's like, I'd call you questionably straight. I don't know how his promo was, but I missed what he said.
Man, he's got fucking Nyla Rose in there. He's got Sunny Kiss. He's got, he loves the diversity, right? So what's another one?
Right. Well, thank you to Soundwave92 for the $40, man. It's going up top here.
Nice.
It's a big, sexy drop there, and appreciate that,
Merry
man.
Christmas to you. Good.
Ho, ho, ho.
And here's a Merry Christmas to all of us.
Yes, this donation. I love it. Just on time.
I got too drunk on Christmas night.
Look at Sandy eat shit.
I got too drunk on Christmas night. I should have hung myself from the Christmas lights. I got too fucking drunk on Christmas night. I got too fucking drunk on Christmas night. I should have hung myself from the Christmas lights. I got too fucking drunk on Christmas night. I hope Santa runs me over with his goddamn sleigh.
I think Joe and I both feel the same.
I should have got drunk on Christmas. Woo.
Ricky Starks roasting Jericho was nice, but he should have said his wife is more popular than him after saying he looked like a single dad who is on his 5th divorce. FDR losing to the Ass Boys was such bullshit, and the firm being all over the show sucked.
Yeah, that I can't agree with.
The firm or the donation?
The losing to the Ass Boys.
Well, they cheated, though.
Yeah, but still, these guys are the world champs. Well,
they're
it depends on which belt you're talking about, but
Yeah,
and they're probably set to lose the Japanese GWP belts when they go to wrestle in Japan shortly. 'Cause
Right.
They're winding down. We've seen this, they've lost one set of titles, and they're going to keep going through that because it looks like they've reached the end of their line, at least in their wrestling as a duo.
Well,
they've admitted this as well.
If I was AEW, I would then have them challenge the Ass Boys to another match, and I would have the Ass Boys cheat again, and then I would have them down 2-0. And then
How about you have a dog collar match or something else?
Again?
I mean, because we know FTR can fucking pull it off, and they do a great show. I think they're just trying to bring up the Ass Boys because nobody else is doing anything for them. But yeah, losing against FTR, the greatest fucking tag team of contemporary history, questionable. Tony, call me Tony. Help me book you and hire Joe.
He cheated. Jesse, is it cold where you are? I mean, you look like you're in
Cheat all
Boston.
you want. They still should have won. What's up, Jesse?
Looks
You
like he's in
alive?
Boston.
You alive, Jesse?
Yeah, it's cold.
Really? It's said
Yeah,
to
me
be the coldest it's been, or at least very like a record-breaking cold on
Oh,
Christmas.
it's coming tomorrow, dude. Tomorrow on Friday, that's when things really dive deep.
Oh boy, I can't
Oh,
wait.
it's gonna be terrible throughout the entire country. Big
Oh
die
my
off.
god,
Good thing I don't got no plans for today to tomorrow.
I'll be at
Oh,
work.
do you ever?
Yeah,
Actually, I do have plans. You know,
it's a great point.
I
Yeah,
got doctor's appointments and shit I go to, but tomorrow
Oh.
I don't got nothing to go to.
like mental stuff, mental doctor stuff.
Sometimes.
No,
Oh.
proctologist.
Like
That's-
psychologist, therapist,
Oh.
you know.
No, proctologist, but okay, whatever.
Well, I want to thank Soundwave 92 for single-handedly funding the show here with almost $70, man. Soundwave, thank you, man. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Autobots, roll out.
Soundwave 90 Jew.
Yeah, motherfucker, here we go. Everyone knows I'm out the window. Yep, yo,
Colonel
motherfucker,
Stutters.
No romance, cause there ain't no chance in my happy pants. Could you perchance come and take this dance and leave me here? I'm a bad motherfucker, ain't got no fear. What the time was the time, motherfucker? Time, motherfucker. Put it in a happy rhyme, motherfucker. It's clock. Bang, bang, tick tock. Frog in a sock. Oil shock. 2 on consignment, 1 in stock. What's the time, motherfucker?
That looks like Vikings
6
fan.
o'clock. I said clock.
A solid 7 out of 10 show. I sent you a couple of pics of that fireball on Instagram, Joe.
Ooh, I
Merry
saw
Christmas, JCS
like it.
fam.
that. Merry Christmas. Thank you for the fireball. They were good stills.
You, Colonel Stutters.
Colonel Stutters is a beast.
And
Thank
yes,
you.
this show actually was quite surprising. I mean, a lot of people in the chat, in your chat, were actually saying, "Wow, this show got 7.5, 8." I think somebody said 9, but
Whoa.
certainly was a good show. At least people in your chat are recognizing that. And hey, that's what it's all about, guys. We're all here to watch wrestling, to enjoy it.
Well, I'm gonna put a poll up and see what people think. I mean, I thought it was all right tonight. I didn't think it was crazy good, but it was all right to me.
It wasn't a 5.
Yeah. I don't think it was a 5. I'd go 6.5 maybe, but 6. I could see someone saying a 6 or a 5.5, but below that, no. I don't think it was that bad. And the chaos of it, even the bad stuff again, is more interesting than WWE Raw to me. I don't know what it is, but but I'm sorry, I can't stop coming back to the Rick Ross thing. I can't get over how he was so acceptable on the mic as a face, and so cringy as a heel. Like, it's so weird how the guy, polar opposite, man. Rick Ross.
Yeah.
I wish
Yeah.
I could tell him to his face, be like, man, you really were good when you were a face, like talking him up and stuff. You were like a real manager, I felt. But then when you went into heel, it was like goofy. Like, it didn't come off right
it
at
really
all.
didn't work.
Yeah.
Also, some people in the chat were saying, what was Tony thinking when this guy was dropping the F-bombs?
Well, yeah, Tony was Tony probably said the F-bomb himself in the back.
Yeah, probably like, God fucking damn it. I
Probably.
told you not to fucking swear.
They probably thought, oh, that's $50,000. All right.
Yeah.
Well, he's like, well, Rick, he said to someone earlier, he's like, Tony, you can't just bring in these guys, man. Listen, man, I only paid Rick Ross $50,000 to be here, man. And then he says, fuck. On the air.
There goes my investment. And he said
Oh.
4 times. So I'm going to have to pay him 4 times. I'm going to pay 4 times the amount that I paid for this
Wait a
guy to be
minute.
on here.
Wait a
Great.
second. Am I crazy? Did he say it more than once?
Apparently, he did multiple.
Oh, my God. I only heard it once, but I wasn't fully, paying attention to it.
Yeah, I didn't even hear it. I didn't hear every single drop that he did. But then people in your chat are like, oh, there's another one.
Oh,
There's
my
another
God.
one.
Wow.
That's funny. I mean, listen. I mean, maybe that will make headlines. Rick Ross drops F-bombs. Again, Rick Ross, man, hats off as a face. He was good, and then he was terrible. It's so weird. But the segment ended good. I thought the cinder block thing was kind of good. So, and they left
It's
Keith
still
Lee.
another gimmick for me, but
Yeah, it's you know,
I love it though. I love it. Cinder block to the face, abso-fucking-lutely.
yeah, we're gonna put some cinder blocks to some people some
Absolutely.
point soon.
But yeah, that was a good way to finish it because it's certainly setting something up, and it's about time that they finally started to, get some sort of contention between these two. And if they need Rick Ross as the intermediary and whatever, the now manager of Swerve or whatnot, to be a mouthpiece, Swerve doesn't need a mouthpiece. He does great promos. I would have preferred that he stayed with fucking, Lee. But hey, I guess we're gonna have to see where this goes.
I had a password change. What? Oh, they're hacking me. No, it's something else.
They're
Okay.
hacking me, man.
They're hacking into me, man. But so I think one of the best things of the night, probably. I mean, maybe I'm wrong. I don't know, but it's obviously now the best match of the night now goes to the women. I thought the Elite had a pretty good opening match again, but it was just it's getting old now.
Should have kept it to 5. 7 matches is a little too extensive. They just should have
Yeah.
kept it to 5 and just fucking, even if they wanted Elite to lose until the end, fine. But get them to win the final matches and it's over because we know Elite's gonna win. We know it.
Yeah.
But 7 matches a little too long.
Wait, in that match they used the little rock hammers, right?
Yeah, they used the bell hammers or whatever they had, and then they used everything. I mean, it was fun. They had a Christmas tree, tables happened. I mean, it was actually a fun thing. I liked it. It was sort of like a Christmas chaos match. So that's the problem though. Is do you remember the seriousness of this last week? It was like you're gonna, anything goes. Oh my god, and it's weird, but for some reason, the match played like a really good Christmas brawl or something. It felt like, so when WWE does those things where they're like, oh, it's Halloween, so they have like a street Halloween fight in the whatever, or they have a Christmas fight or whatever, Christmas
Yep.
street brawl. I mean, that's what this felt like. It didn't. It didn't feel like they had this blood feud going on and this was the week to resolve it. Although it felt that way last week, but tonight, and maybe that's because there was a bit of comedy in the match, and there really was, and it was fairly anticlimactic, so it was just it was weird how it just didn't play out the way I thought it would play out. It was a bit goofier, and the Christmas tree didn't help, although I appreciated it because I thought it was funny, but I just didn't think it fit the intensity of this fight. But they did start bleeding, and it did get, rough, so it was all right. It just was, it had that element of danger, and it meant, and whatever the fuck, but it also had a bit of goofiness. So
I think they had to. This show required, I guess, some sort of comedic output, and that's where they put it. So.
But then it got serious at the end, though. So it's just, I don't know. I don't know what to say. But when did you start watching, Dave? When would you say you caught the show?
About an hour into it.
That makes sense.
I only caught the last hour.
Right. Well, I mean, that's about what I expected. Did you get to see the women's match? Because that was pretty good.
Yeah, no, I was there till the end. And
Okay.
yes, I saw the women's match. A lot of people in the chat saying that actually the only thing that deserved a 9 in this show tonight was that women's match. It was good, actually. It was actually much more surprising than I thought. And to end a show with a women's match, especially of this caliber, because Shida's former champion and probably the best technical best technical women's wrestler, Japanese or American, in AEW. Fact. Going against probably one of the most loved individuals right now, regardless of her status, but people love Jamie Hayter, and she can fucking wrestle. So this match certainly deserved the rating that people were giving it.
I think she did it, it's weird because I go back and forth on Shida. Shida sometimes is really good, and sometimes Shida is not very good. And tonight she was good.
She
Hayter was good.
wrestles.
What was that?
See, I will argue this. It depends who she wrestles. She is technically gifted beyond everyone else in AEW's women's division. And it really depends. If she wrestles a Shea wrestler, she does the best she can. But we know that she is top of the notch. And if you take a look at her other matches in other promotions, you can see that she is. But sometimes when you get set up with a very poor opponent, you can't put on the best match ever. I'm sorry, that's just a fact.
Yeah. Yeah. Dan, what did you think of the show tonight? I'm just gonna fix my mic while I listen.
I thought it was a good show. Like Dave, came in late. I came in the middle of the promo with the guy that got attacked by Chris Jericho and his goons.
I guess I came in later after that.
I mean, it wasn't really anything that I liked personally, so I didn't really pay attention to it.
Okay.
But I really liked the Elite versus Death Triangle match.
Okay. Any reasons why?
Mainly because any matches that end up with people bleeding, I tend to like a lot more.
You're sadistic that way. I gotcha.
You know, not
I'm
that
looking Go ahead.
not that I'm overly into all that deathmatch stuff, but when there's a hard match that ends up with bleeding, I feel like it adds that little extra thing
always
that
does.
matches need. You know?
Yeah, absolutely. Now, Scholar is here in the chat, says she's good, referring to Sheeta, but it's Deeb. Now, that is a source of contention. I'm more than willing to debate that. Serena Deeb certainly is one of the most gifted individuals in AEW. Do I like her and her look and stuff? No. Is she good at what she does? Absolutely. Is she good as a Shida? I don't think so. However, she is still, probably one of the more gifted and capable wrestlers of, not just the AEW women's division, but just AEW in, general. She is one of the gifted wrestlers of AEW. And I was just about to bring up this is the point I was trying to make. Sorry, I smoked a bowl prior. Excuse me in my love for cannabis.
Don't worry.
Yeah, basically,
I'm
again,
hitting my-
imagine this, people. Imagine this. AEW is ending a show with a fucking banger of a females match. How often do we see that with WWE? Not just ending the show with a female match, okay? But ending one that fucking goes to show that these people are why you're here. These people are fucking talented. When I say these people, I'm talking about the women. And this is why we're putting it as a final match, because we know you're going to fucking love it. And guess what? A lot of people did. So I will have to say, and some people did say this in the chat. Well, they didn't say exactly this, but I'm addressing what they did say, is that, Tony Khan is paying more attention and more justice, I guess, to the women's division in AEW than we're seeing in WWE right now. If you disagree, please tell me why in the chat or call in.
To add to what you were saying, Dave, I feel like with WWE, they don't have. I mean, they have the women. They just don't have the. I don't know what it is, because in NXT we got
They don't have the booking. They just can't book it.
like in
Meanwhile, AEW seems to be
NXT
able
they
to
had
do
great women's matches, and now that those women are on the main roster, they can't seem to replicate any of that magic.
Well, that always seems to happen when they move somebody out of NXT into the main roster. It's a downgrade. It's always been a downgrade. And unless Triple H can actually do something to counter this, well, you're going to continue to get the downgrade when somebody moves down from NXT, the promotional promotion. Yes, I repeat myself. Developmental promotion would be the appropriate word, to the main roster of WWE, where they always end up losing the hype and build that they had previously. And that certainly goes because of all the fucking idiot writers from Hollywood that are working for WWE.
They really need to fire the idiot writers.
I'm not being melodramatic here. This is an absolute fact. People could fucking look at it. No, I'm also referring to people in the chat as well. Not that anyone's calling me out on this, but let's just be honest. You guys are watching this right now. You've seen this for yourself. You've seen it with your own eyes. It's undeniable. it's not an upgrade when you go from NXT, the developmental area, to WWE. It's a downgrade. It's a fucking curse. And we've seen that with all these people. Remember when Big E Langston had his 5 count? He doesn't need 3. He'll take 5. That gimmick was fucking great. He was a badass in fucking NXT. And this is actually when I was watching NXT. I watched it for a short time. There was great stuff there. But ever since, garbage. Trash.
I mean, look at all the people that come up from NXT that are now either not on TV or used to be good.
There you
and
go. There
promoted
you
from
go. You got
I
it
mean,
now.
Just to name a few names,
Oh God, you'll be here for an hour.
Shinsuke Nakamura, Bobby Roode, Samoa Joe.
Why New Day go back to NXT and become champ? Why NXT? Why New Day go back to NXT, become champ? I don't know.
Because the Usos aren't going to lose anytime soon.
Yeah, but you're sending pros back to the fucking minors, which is actually an upgrade because the logic I just explained is that NXT's clearly the higher thing, and you go to WWE, it's a downgrade. So if New Day's going to NXT and taking the shine from other people, which they shouldn't, but that's the booking, and they win the title, well, I guess that is sort of an upgrade. But still, I don't agree with that.
I mean, maybe
WWE
they're
should be able to fucking book their own shit on their own. This is just sad at this point. And people want to shit on Tony Khan. My boy, Tony Khan. No, I will not accept it. I will not tolerate such infamy and blasphemy towards my best friend, Tony Khan.
I mean, maybe they sent New Day down there to help.
No, it probably was because they wanted to. Yeah, you're right. They wanted to solidify and help build the brand, and they had nothing because they fucked themselves over. So what do? Well, let's send people who clearly we got a good pop because they actually did start in NXT as well, and at least have an appearance in there, and at least give them the titles. What kind of deal is this going to be when they come to WWE and have the NXT titles? Like, who the fuck is going to care? You got fucking the Usos be like, we don't give a shit. We're the fucking double tag team champs. What the fuck do we care about you and your NXT title? Seriously.
Dave, were you triggered that they called it Holiday Bash and not Christmas Bash?
Not triggered, but a little disappointed.
Right.
But then again, look at Tony Khan. He's trying to be inclusive with everybody and stuff. And he is Muslim after all. So we got to understand that his religion, denies him to partake in the celebration of Christmas. But,
Does it really? Is he really Muslim?
Yeah, he's Muslim.
And they don't really? They can't do that? Okay.
Well, it depends on which sect that you talk to. Some of them are like, fuck that. We're going to celebrate Christmas all we want. There's a lot of Muslims in America that fucking, we came here for the freedom. Fuck, the bullshit from the fucking old country. We're here, and hey, everyone celebrates Christmas. We'll do it too. But then if you go to Afghanistan where they throw homosexuals off a roof, they'll say, if you celebrate Christmas, even put up something that might look like it's Christmas, we'll kill you. So.
No.
And fuck you, Afghanistan, who just recently denied all women from going to school. This happened the other day. 2 days ago, they basically said no women are allowed to go to school anymore.
Well, what's a woman?
Well, to them, it's basically half a man, according to Islam. And they have the right to rape it, according to their words, guys. This comes from their religious text, not mine.
Well, Daniel Bryan tonight, what he say? He said something like, "What did you call me, vegan man?" He called him vegetable man, and Bryan brought that up with. I thought that was kind of funny.
That's great.
I thought that was all right. It was kind of funny. It was a little weird, but whatever. Then Moxley wrestled Darius Martin, which was I
saw a bit of that. I saw a bit of that match. It was okay.
It was okay. I just didn't care at all. I was like,
yeah,
what
there was
is this?
no investment.
Yeah, like it was just like, I just don't care about this. Yeah, it was very strange. But then
now Darius though, I didn't like this guy when he came out, but he's just growing on me, man. I don't care if he's fucking albino or whatnot. And yeah, he looks weird. Okay, I'll just be honest.
He looks weird. Did you say it?
But,
it looks a little weird.
No, did you guys see? I think it was during the ROH pay-per-view. that fucking finisher that they did, where he jumps off the top ropes and does like I don't know if it was a reverse cutter or something, but god damn it, like him and his brother, like as a team, like that final move. I don't know if you can look it up, Joe. I think maybe you want to show it, but that final move at the ROH pay-per-view that recently happened, Final Battle, I believe. My God, these guys fucking moved great work, great as a team, but god damn it, Darius, this guy's just flying over everything, pulling this crazy shit off, and then these final like finishers. Wow, fucking.
Would you compare them to the Hardys?
They're on. Well, to be quite honest, I think they might be on course to actually surpass them. I know it sounds weird. No, it sounds odd. And these guys, again, the Hardys have what, 30
Who's that
years
guy?
worth of fucking experience to show this. Give these guys time. Why isn't anyone patient?
You
Not
also
guys,
missed
but-
it, Dave, during this Brian Danielson segment. Stokely called him a raggedy bitch.
I saw that. I saw that. And then what's his name? Morrissey was out there.
What?
He threw fucking. Who was it in the trash? Who did he throw in the trash?
Jungle Boy.
Yeah,
Jungle
yeah.
Boy.
That was the backstage promo, and he was talking to Moxley, I believe, in the front. But yeah, so
Yeah.
they're setting something up there.
I mean, it was just
Obviously,
kind of funny. Like,
Again, Jungle Boy has gone up against Luchasaurus, who is strangely absent right now. But I kind of suspect they're going to be doing a Morrissey, Big Bill and Jungle Boy fight.
yeah.
Just that name, it just, I shudder every time I think of it.
Big Bill.
Why did that sound like he should be in overalls and a farmer's hat?
He sounds like a kind of, it's sort of like a gay, like, power lifter or something. I don't mind it, but I want to see him having sex.
Sounds
That's
like
my
a
whole thing.
country song was written after him. Big Bill.
Big
Big
Bill.
Bill.
If you bend over the right way, Big Bill.
Big Bill.
He'll enter
You don't
you.
think-
Cruising.
Yeah, let's not even go there. I know where we're
I
both going,
mean-
Joe.
it's just, it should be done. I mean, can you you know what? If I was them, I'd make something like that his theme. Even though like not obviously they're not going to be like, when you bend over in the butt pirate, obviously they're not going to do that. But I mean, like, just something cheesy, like that's like kind of epic. I don't know what that would be.
Doing something cheesy with many other people. I think they could keep this legit and straight with fucking Big Bill.
Oh.
And they need to change his name. Like this just like first was it WC Morrissey, now to Big Bill, like
Here it is, Dave. Look. Coming down the road tonight to kick your ass in his delight. He's gonna break your neck. He's Big Bill. Something like that. I don't know.
That could work, actually. In fact, you are, again, very gifted in being able to write songs. Probably better than even Jimmy Hart. So again, Tony, why aren't you hiring Joe? If you don't want him on commentary, that's fine. But you need somebody to write better music than is currently doing so. That's a fact. The song for Sean Spears, who's been very vocal these days, if you've noticed.
Yeah.
He's not very pleased about his booking in WWE. And basically, he's being paid to sit on his ass to do nothing, or possibly not being paid. But he's still sitting on his ass, and he's not very pleased at all. So we might see something happen. Yeah, they're not booking him, and he's been very vocal on Twitter.
Oh, see, it's too cheesy. Well, he had to hurt a couple wrestlers. Big Bill.
Joe.
Big Bill.
Hey. Fucking Tony can afford that song. The one that never went down to Georgia.
Yeah, but it's got to be I don't know, man. I'm looking for the right thing, but I'm telling you, Tony Khan, and maybe I could write it if I wrote it.
Joe, just, you know what? Hire Joe, okay?
I'll write it for him, Tony.
He'll write the best songs.
And we'll do it. It will be classic, and it will be like, and you could do the whole Chuck Norris thing, in a way, but not that, because it's already been done. It's outdated, but do something where it's like, oh God, I wish I could produce the whole guy. I just put me in charge of Big Bill for like 4 weeks. I'd love
Give
to
me
do
3
it.
months. Give me 3 months booking, and I will make this show shine. Just let me book the fucking show.
Oh, we need Wild West stuff like something.
They need to make him a moonshiner.
Can they get Evil Ways?
Yeah.
AJ Styles' old song.
Does Impact own that, or does he own that?
They'll sell anything, dude. Impact's
true,
desperate
yeah.
for fucking money.
It's a fire sale over there for sure.
It is. It certainly fucking is.
Wait, if they will sell anything, will they sell a spot on commentary?
No, they won't do that. This could be good here.
Exactly.
Here he comes. It's Big Bill. Ooh, look at that. It's not quite country. It's country, but it's like too rock.
It's rock country, and
It's
that
cool,
would fit
but
him because
that
it's
could work.
badass, you know.
Yeah, it could work. Him kicking people's heads in and stuff like that. It's not cheesy like I want. Super chat party.
You want
Show was a 6.5. Dave, what was your reaction Sunday?
What?
for the pay-per-view.
Soundwave. No, that was Brian. Brian said that. Dave, what was your reaction Sunday? What to the pay-per-views?
Yeah. Well, Sunday or or is he talking about the World Cup game? I was fucking.
Oh yes.
I was sweating bullets, and I was like pacing, and I was yelling, and I was, again, it's a religious experience. You know, being born in Argentina, you are required to actually pay attention to this stuff every 4 years, and it certainly was a nail biter right to the end. I'm not a fan of seeing kicks as a determinator of the game, but it is what it is, and nobody beats Messi. That's a simple fact. He is the best when it comes to that, and more importantly, he is the greatest of all time. That's also undeniable. So a good but very stressful day, to say the least. I was feeling it the next day.
Yeah, I think that it was what it was. I mean, I thought it was awesome for the sport because it was exciting because of the penalty kicks and everything. I think a lot of people got a kick out of it, and I did think Argentina was going to win, but who would have thought it would go the way it did? You know what I mean? Kind of went.
Nobody did really. Also, one of the greatest things ever is some guy said on Twitter, "Oh, I called it from the beginning. France is going to win, and I'm betting $500,000 worth of Bitcoin on this because I know Argentina is going to win." The payout would have been $1.5 million or so.
Right.
This guy blew $500 million. Sorry, 500,000.
Dave.
What?
What's that?
You should have taken that bet.
No, again, there are certain rules, religious rules when it comes to World Cup, and you never jinx your team that way. So I had to watch, and certainly a lot of tumultuous experiences where I had to turn away from the screen because it was too much, even for me.
Right. Well, I mean, listen, if the show, what's up?
No, this is even better, and maybe, we're gonna have to cover it on monetize. Well, there's no monetize this week, and I don't even know if I'm gonna be back. But hey, if you have a Friday night one, I don't know. Salt Bay, that Turkish cockroach, popped up on the fucking field and started to harass all these Argentinian players to take a photo with him, to hold a World Cup and all this stuff, and you could a lot of people out there just called the shit out. You could see that he was clearly harassing people. Even Messi just didn't really want. The guy grabbed his arm, he looks at him, he's like, okay, whatever, and he moves on. And the guy kept trying to fucking harass him.
Right.
So that Salt Bay guy with the fucking salt and shit. You guys should look at the videos online of this guy during the World Cup on the pitch. There's articles about this guy saying, "Oh, this guy violated the most important rule of World Cup and did this." But bottom line is, you see him on the fucking field. The guy's the biggest opportunist ever, and God damn it, was it disgusting.
How did he even get on the field?
He probably sucked somebody off. If you look at the guy, you can see he does his eyebrows as well, just like JP. RP, sorry.
Well, my theory is that guy also does his pubes. You know what I mean?
Probably dries them.
What? He probably dreads them. Is that what you said?
Yeah, or at
I
least
don't
braids
know.
them.
He might. He does something with it. Because imagine if you braided
Puts
your
his
pubes.
into a man bun.
What?
He puts his pubes into a man bun.
Oh my god, bro.
Because that's already gay as it is, but you might as well double it up on your own pubes.
Right. Imagine you're doing your own pubes. You get your pubes out, and you're like, fucking. You're just braiding. Well, imagine the person who does do the braiding. Imagine that. You know what I mean? Like someone braids the pubes.
I'm you've never
curious.
seen photos, Joe?
What?
You've never seen photos?
Wait, of
Oh,
him?
there
No.
certainly are people who are willing to do that, and they've proven it.
There are people that have done it, or you're saying he's got his photos of him as his pubes?
No proof. This is just an allegation, but
Oh.
there are other people who have braided their pubes. That's a fact.
Good Christ.
Hey, if you got enough time.
Yeah, I mean, hey, I get it.
It's your money and your time.
You got
I'll
time?
judge you, but hey, do what you want.
Would you
right?
say we'll judge you? Is that what you said?
Well, I'll judge you. I'll judge you for braiding your pubes, but it's not
Mm.
like I'm going to hold a gun to your head and say, don't do it. Okay, braid your pubes if that's what you want to do with your life. Okay. I'll still call you a freak, but it's just like, well, you're not hurting anybody.
Hmm.
All right, we kind of varied a little bit far.
Yeah, we've gone off the fucking
From AEW to braiding
rails.
pubes, right here on Joe Cody Show.
I mean, we were talking about Big Bill, I believe.
Yeah, we're talking
and
about Big Bill and what we thought about
I
him.
want them to change his name.
I want
To be
them
quite
make-
honest, I want them to call. I want him to be called JP Morris, like the cigarette company. It would just be so much easier. It would be somewhat evil in its own sort of way, and it'd just be much less of a mouthful than Morrissey or WC Morrissey. But it sounds so much cooler than fucking Big Bill. Like this isn't a Johnny Cash song, okay? Big Bill. Like, please, just they gotta
mean-
change this. This is fucking terrible.
I feel like they should make him a moonshiner.
A moonshine, like he made, like
It's already
what?
too late. They already presented him as a badass. What, he's gonna go now and become like fucking Honky Tonk Man or fucking Big John Stud or like
No,
he's just
he-
gonna become
he-
like
he-
white
he-
trash and
He reminds me of like one of those.
Hillbilly Jim. Is he Hillbilly Jim? Is he the modern Hillbilly Jim?
He looked like a hillbilly to me.
Yeah, you're gonna put him in fucking overalls and a fucking cap, like you said. This guy who's fucking like this beast of a person, 7'1". This he looks like an Adonis. Oh, look at that body, so hard.
He kind of reminds me of Trevor Murdoch.
The guy's in his own class, and he cleaned up his act after shit fucked up. And the guy he truly deserves a spotlight and the ability to go against people who are worthy of his time. Okay, so fucking Jungle Boy does a good job against the big guys. I want to Hobbs. I want to go
Hobbs
see.
now.
I want to see him against Keith Lee. I want to see him go against big guys. Big guys.
You don't
Big
wanna
Bill
see him
guys?
go up against- You don't want to see him up against Darby Allin?
You know what? With that, you might as well just say Hornswoggle or Swoggle as he goes by now, because if
No,
it's not
but
a
the
big
way
guy,
that-
then what's the fucking point?
Because Darby Allin is basically a crash test dummy.
Yeah, and he can do high flying acts just like Jungle Boy, and they put on great work. Okay, both of them do. Okay, they can't be taken away from. But this guy, yeah, I'm gonna call him JP Morris from now on. JP Morris needs to be going against big guys. It's as simple as that. The guy can he can wrestle. He can compete against others that actually are extremely powerful and that would embarrass others. That's what I want to see. Not him go against a guy that's, a third his size like Jungle Boy. And yes, Jungle Boy does a good show, but you know what? Realistically, he shouldn't be winning against fucking somebody like JP Morris. And Tony, please change his name to JP Morris. I know you listen. I know your people listen too. This is the place to be. Joe Curran should be on your fucking staff. What the fuck are you waiting for? But again,
Yeah,
I'm giving you. I'm giving. I already said, Tony, you get free shit from me, pro bono. I will give you storyline. I will write shit for you. I'll give you names. Okay. From now on, this guy should be called JP Morris. Simple. No more Big Bill. What the again, where was the motivation? What was the fucking idea? What was the end game with calling this guy Big Bill? From the change, not even acknowledging the change of name. No, let's just, from now on, we're calling him Big Bill. Oh.
Well, I think that they freaked out over, like people like me, even saying like the guy's name is William Morrissey or whatever is ridiculous. W. Morrissey sucks. So I think they thought like, oh, he was Big Cass. Now we'll make it. Now he's Big Bill. Don't you understand? That makes sense.
God, that hurts so much because we know they're so good at originality in AEW, but then they fucking go for low hanging fruit. Well, he was called Big Something somewhere else. Let's just use that here. It sounds stupid.
I know.
It's insulting us.
I know. That's what I know.
We have to suspend our disbelief enough to watch wrestling. Okay.
Big mistake. That's what I'd call him.
Sorry, what's that?
Call him Big Mistake.
Oh,
it would be, yeah.
Big mistake.
Call what WWE did by releasing him a big mistake.
What if it had been Big Bob? Would that have been better?
Big Bob?
We're gonna call him. Hey, he's Big Bob.
Oh, big nothing. Stop. No, nothing big. Nothing. We know he's big. We look at him. We can see him. We're not blind.
To fund what I do. To
donation.
fund what I believe in.
It's a big donation.
My godly
the ghost.
ass. JCS Army.
The ghost is dropping a big one.
Donate to me.
The tribal queef is here. Big botch. They messed it up.
Acknowledge me.
Acknowledge me.
Body.
Rick Ross melted body MF talked too much, and called Keith Lee fat like bitch you're fat too.
Yes.
I think the fucks made the guys feel like, well, what do we do?
Yeah, I think it threw everybody off. It's weird because he was good, but then he went to hell, out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Like he was good. What are you doing? He was good. Okay, cool. He was good, and then he went to hell. He's good, and then he went to hell, and then he sort of got all right a little bit, but it was just like it was weird. Man, honestly, dude, I could do 2 hours on like talking about that segment. Like I probably tomorrow or another day when I have time, and maybe at some point I'm gonna put out a video where just from the beginning of that, I want to just break the whole thing down because I found it fascinating. Especially the fact, like I said, I can't say it enough, that it started good, and it went to hell, and was cringy and weird, and then it got good again. But, yeah, just amazing.
Not the first time that's happened on Dynamite, that's a fact. I mean, sometimes because of the lull in the middle, it kind of slows down, and then it keeps up. Last week, though, that middle match just kept the entire fucking show going. So, yeah, it kind of does happen from time to time, Joe.
I find the best thing is that it's interesting. Again, like when it's interesting, that's the good thing is there's something to talk about. So that's the good part. There was something to talk about. The Ghost from the Coast dropping a huge 65 to take over the top spot over Soundwave 92. Ghost, thank you, bro. We're having all kinds of weird problems in my house. I don't know what's going on. I'm not really sure what just happened, but Leah, I don't know, she came down here to get something. I don't know what it was. And then I don't know what's going on, but she needed something from me, but I didn't hear what you said. I'll have to figure it out in a minute. But the bottom line is,
two black eyes when she wouldn't keep the house under control. So I'm sure that she doesn't want to invoke your wrath any further tonight.
Yeah. Well, I don't think anybody. I think I was just ranting to myself, but it's just.
No, I didn't give her 2 black eyes. She walked into the door twice. That should be your alibi, Joe.
Mm-hmm. You don't
Oh,
understand
come
what
on,
I've.
man. My jokes are fucking awesome.
No, I was choking.
I compel you to laugh,
I was-
even if it's forced.
Well, I was taking a drink of water and then I choked on it because I was laughing. So you just didn't hear the laugh. You heard me go. Well, like, that's what just happened to me. You know who should laugh is fucking Dan Kennedy, man. His whole life is nah. I'm just kidding. What's up, Dan?
Hey, how you doing, Joe?
Hey, how you doing? Let me ask you something, Dan.
What, Joe?
What's your favorite thing of the night tonight on AEW?
I would have to say the Death Triangle match.
Oh, the first one.
I'm telling you, it was pretty good. It was like the opener. Like it really, to me, was the best part, maybe of the show. And then I thought the women were pretty good at the end, but which is great for the women to, you know what I mean.
Yeah.
But the problem with the women's division has always been that they have these things where they have these good matches, like Britt Baker and Thunder Rosa, and they've had a couple other ones too over the years, where it's like they have this one match that's really good, and then like for like months it just shit. And then they have a match again where like somebody has chemistry.
Shit bomb.
We thought Thunder Rosa was going to be
Why
it.
is this so bad with their timing and pacing between segments? WTF was that Rick Ross segment? Then 2 KKK members jumped Keith Lee.
Yeah, that was a little bit weird.
People are right to fucking criticize that. The timing there was way off.
Yeah, their timing is strange sometimes. I think sometimes their pacing's really good, but tonight was a little bizarre. The microphone battle, everybody was all over the place on the mic. You know, they were trying to let Rick Ross do his thing, but also try to take back control of because they know how to do it. And it just never synced up right. And Rick Ross dropped F-bombs. Kermac, thanks for the $5 and becoming a $5 shit bomb, man. But yeah, I think part of it is, okay, so you got to take the good with the bad, right? We always talk about how WWE is boring because they're so over-scripted. Well, the problem here, what you're seeing, in my view, is a lot of stuff is not 100% scripted. So sometimes when it's not 100% scripted, you start rambling or you say the wrong thing, so then you try to get back to the point you needed to make, or sometimes you're not 100% sure with what you're going to do, or sometimes you kind of know what you're going to do, but then you get out there and something doesn't go the way. So you're seeing people working on the fly, and so you're seeing those sort of mistakes or real-time things go on. It's stuff you don't see in WWE because WWE is so tight. But the tightness in WWE is what also makes it feel so sterile and just generic at this point. But the botches or the discombobulation of AEW sometimes is what also makes AEW feel more alive and exciting. And so that's the good with the bad. And in this case, it's probably the bad, but at the same time, it's good to me because it's something to talk about either way, if it's bad or good. It's not sterile, at least.
Yes, it's actually unpredictable, and a lot of people do like that. So at least we're given something that we don't know the results to. That's always fun.
Yeah,
Nothing
no, it's good.
predictable.
Yeah, we don't get the full results to it. We don't 100% know that sort of thing, and we don't know what's going on. I mean, I didn't 100% know what was going on here tonight for sure. The ghost. Sorry. So that being said, I'm trying to think of what else we missed. I wrote things down, but I actually was going to rely on my DVR to watch the pictures to remember how everything happened, and I have these loose notes, but they're no good. So I wish that fucking AEW would upload the goddamn fucking show from tonight. It's not on the fucking YouTube TV DVR yet. Like, it's not there. Like, what the fuck, bro?
Didn't we see like a thing going back to whatever week MGF beat that dude?
Can I talk? Sorry, go ahead.
What?
What did Dan Kennedy? Is it?
He said
I was saying,
Mandy Rose.
Didn't we get like a flashback to when MJF beat Ricky Stark clean and he cut some promo on Bryan Danielson? Didn't we get that
Good lord.
promo or something?
Yeah, somebody's sounding like a robot. I don't know.
Dan, your mic shit itself, bro. I don't know. It sounds like you're getting a call from the president. But go ahead, Dave. Yeah, I heard what he said kind of, but it was...
All right, so there was Hook. Hook came out, defeats Exodus Prime, I guess a new one. Also, is this guy a Transformer? Exodus Prime. And then all these other people started coming out and such. And then he raced out to the back. Who was getting beat? Who's Hook been trying to defend recently?
What, Hobbs or whatever?
No, it wasn't Hobbs.
Fuck.
It was a smaller wrestler.
Yeah, Mandy Rose has made almost $1 million. That's true. Yeah.
Oh, actually, she made $500,000. I was going to comment to this. According to her publicist or manager, also their first name is Malky. Kind of like, it's me, Malky. Perfect strangers. $500,000 since the point that she stopped working for WWE.
Smart
It's
girl.
been only a couple of months, and or not even, and she's already made that amount of money in this short amount of time. So if, despite the fact she is whoring herself out, and I can't, encourage that, well, she's certainly making a lot more money than WWE is willing to give her. So are you going to blame her?
Yeah, exactly. I wouldn't blame her. This just justifies it 100%. I mean, I've been saying it too.
Take bumps, work fucking 300 days a year, not get any fucking respect from the company and get booked shitty, or literally sit home, let your boyfriend take photos of you, act like a whore, and make $500,000. Well, I mean, you know what? If you were in that position, Joe, I think you'd probably be sticking everything up your ass to make $500,000 in a matter of couple of months.
Well,
and then again, who wouldn't?
There is a rumor out there too that, like I said this the other day on the show, but there's a rumor that it's not as contentious as people think. Now, whether you believe that or not, I don't know. I don't have confirmation on that, but I just know that there's a rumor, and people there have told me. This is one of those things where no one told me this. They were told other people this, and I heard the people talk about it. But so this is not coming to me, but it's coming to other people, and it's a possibility that, that they said to Mandy, you can't be doing this while working here, but we understand, it's lucrative. And she basically, they basically said to her, and she basically said, well, yeah, I want to do it. It's so much money.
What about Tony Khan? He lets Tony Storm show her pussy on OnlyFans. What about me, Mandy Rose?
Well, that's what's going to happen is Mandy Rose is going to come to AEW, I bet. Because
it could
I'm
be.
serious.
Because Tony doesn't care about that shit. Tony
Yes.
Khan does not care about that shit.
Yep, he doesn't care. In
And
fact,
in the end, why should he? Because if you're just wrestling and it is not a fucking PG fucking show,
yep.
everyone knows what they're getting into with this. So, he should understand his employees should be able to expand, and whether he lets them go to other wrestling divisions or he lets them fucking show their choochie on a fucking, private thing. Well, adults are spending money on that, and that's their business. It's nobody else's business.
Honestly, he will hire her, and here's the best thing about that for these wrestlers. They can, especially the women, they can be hookers on YouTube or on the internet and make hundreds of thousands of dollars, and then make $100,000 still or whatever, and keep themselves relevant. Because honestly, dude, now if Mandy Rose now comes to AEW and she's making about almost $1 million a year, and she comes to AEW, and then people look her up and then find her fan page, more people are going to then become fans of her on there. Say 100 people, at least 100 people are going to add to that list. So if you add 100 people, times the earning price of $32 a customer, and that's $3,000 a month. I mean, now you're making an extra $40,000 a year just from coming to AEW, and then AEW is going to pay you $80,000 a year.
And AEW, this is why they're so awesome, and they love their employees, and that's why their employees love them.
Well,
they don't expect they don't expect their employees to be on the road 300 days a year and deal with all this shit. They've got such a big roster, which just doesn't even eclipse fucking WWE, so people don't get it twisted. WWE has more people, but they don't have a 3-hour show, and they don't want one. So, every week you might get somebody you haven't seen in a few weeks and stuff, but they allow that variety and stuff. So, you don't have to be on the road all the time. It's much more controlled. And, hey, in your spare time, if you want to be doing your thing there on OnlyFans or whatever fan base or whatever the fuck Mandy Rose is on. She's the one who had built that brand because nobody knew about that platform until she mentioned it. But if that's what you want to do, Tony Khan's like, okay, just don't make the company look bad.
I was gonna say, what type of message did that send to WWE's women's locker room?
Come here.
It's for ya. Suck it.
Well, if I was one of the women in WWE, any of the women in WWE, especially if I was Natty, I would just hit the fucking open. I would just make the accounts right now. What's up? Welcome to my OnlyFans. It's me, Natty, and I'm on OnlyFans. And dude, what's WWE gonna do? They'll fire you, right? Okay, cool. Because that's what you want. You want to open an
Teams up with
OnlyFans.
her sister, and then
Oh.
yeah, but that's exactly it, Joe. You're like saying what Mandy Rose did. It's like, okay, well, I know I'll be fired, so I'll set it up, and when it happens,
Yep.
well, I got something to go off to, and that's
Lacey
what
Evans.
Mandy Rose did.
Oh, not Lacey Evans. Yeah, Lacey Evans, right? Yeah, she's really going nowhere, and she's being paid $100 something thousand in WWE. Dude, Lacey Evans, get on OnlyFans right now. Open up an account. If Lacey Evans opens an account up and makes it public anywhere, like leaks it out that she's got one, and then puts the link up, and then all the dirt sheets pick up Lacey Evans OnlyFans launches, and dude, she's gonna pick up right there. She's gonna pick up 300 customers, right, for $25. That's $7,000 a month just to start, probably, right? So it's $90,000 a year. That's almost as much as WWE. Now it hits the fucking presses that she's got one. More people are going to sign up. And before you know it, she'll be...
And she's a former Marine. Then the military finds about it, and then they all order Mandy Rose calendars from her.
Right.
Like, it'll just blow up. It'll just fucking blow up.
And then
just like
when WWE fires her or doesn't fire her, either way, they're going to get publicity. She's going to get publicity from it, especially if she's fired, which is great for her. So if she gets fired, there'll be another 200 people that sign up. So now Lacey Evans will have 600 followers. 600 times 25. At least, if not more. So she'll be up to about 20,000 a month right there. So there you go. Now 20,000 a month for Lacey Evans. Now she's making $300,000 a year, more than her WWE contract, and she can just have bathtub parties. And and as the wrestling fans start to drop off, right? Because around the 3 to 6 month time, you'll lose 20%. And then you'll lose a few more. And so then you get signed by AEW. And when you get signed by AEW, now people are searching you again and stuff like that, and you get some of those back. And there you go, man. So now you're making $80K in AEW. You know, you're making $200K or more on OnlyFans. Dude, now you're making $400,000 a year. You know, and you never would have made that probably. And maybe more though, dude. She might make more than that. And here's the thing. Then she could end up getting popular with just anybody. Just go on Instagram and then tell the people on Instagram, like, I've got OnlyFans. And just regular guys who find her hot might start signing up.
It's like, oh, check out so-and-so on this, on the platform, blah, blah, blah. Janelle said in the chat, I can't believe you're promoting this, Joe. And then, what's his name in the chat says, Willie Belcher says, Janelle, I think he's trying to get people fired. No, because nobody held a gun to Mandy Rose's head, told her to do this. Okay?
I'm getting people paid.
Joe's just breaking down the economics here, people. Let's just be honest. If you can make $80,000 a year working 300 days, actually taking physical damage to your body, or just sit on your ass all day and take a picture of your fucking privates and make 300 times that amount.
Yeah.
The answer is very clear for most people. I'm just being honest, and so is Joe. I mean, if you're looking at money and that's what your primary goal is, well, it all makes sense. So you can't really blame somebody for doing this. I'll judge them, absolutely, but I'm not going to blame them for it.
Right. No, but it's just the blueprint. We have a blueprint for this.
He has made that a perfect blueprint because now you can't stray away from that. She does that. She gets fired, and yet within under 2 months she makes $500,000. This is the blueprint now. Just like you're saying, it's just like this is the proof that if you've got something to offer other people, and you want to whore yourself out on one of these platforms, it doesn't matter if you are forced out of a company that's supposed to, be whatever it is, okay, you're still going to come out on top. So regardless of what you think of Mandy Rose, she certainly won over WWE. That's for goddamn sure.
But there is a possibility that they came to an agreement, that they said, listen, go do this, make your money. When it runs out or it's over, feel free to come back after that. That could be something that went down.
Yeah, the only way that's going to happen is they finally acknowledge that China existed.
By the way, a friend of mine, Jay Leto, you may know him, PWP Nation put out this post today about...
Jared Leto?
No, Jay Leto. But yeah, close to...
It must be his brother, I'm sorry.
Leto, though. Leto. Close, though. Both sexy. Former WWE superstar Lana is said to be making more money for her online content than she did for WWE her best year. This is something that we should pay attention to as fans. If WWE's policy stays the same on this topic, they may miss out on some major future superstars, although she sucked in the ring. Perhaps it's in everyone's best interest to come up with a reasonable game plan. The company cannot afford to lose another Mandy Rose over this.
Great point. A fucking great point.
We
Because
just
if you're
talked
going to
about
only
it.
make it attractive to the men to be employed, and even still, they're not being paid that much, what do you expect to do with the women with the paltry sum that you try to give them? If they've got the opportunity like Lana to take advantage of people paying to see them in bikinis or worse, WWE only has themselves to blame, really.
Why doesn't WWE just open up a page?
That's what I'm saying. Like, why don't they just go listen, go TV 14, and then imagine if they had WWE Adult. Like, oh my God, bro, they would make a killing, and they gave all the women. Like, imagine that they created their own OnlyFans account with the women and even the men maybe, and they had their own like Patreon in a way or whatever the fuck, like behind the scenes WWE behind the scenes adult only or something. And they had a PG version. Oh.
We've got Natalia having sex with her own sister.
Yeah, dude. Natalia and her sister playing around in a hot tub would be on there. And let me tell you something. That would make a ton of money because they would make even more money because...
Go further. Chocolate pudding wrestling.
No, you're right. After dark chocolate pudding wrestling.
I mean, yeah, if WWE, again, I told you this the other day, WWE is currently stating that they want to expand into other business opportunities, including boxing.
Well, here it is.
You read that article the other day, also very insane. But maybe it's time that they upgraded to PG-14 and got into the porn business because seems to me that they probably make more money by keeping these girls on their fucking payroll and taking a cut of what they get than letting them cut loose. You know what I'm saying?
If they created this instead,
yes, these are bad ideas, but
instead of what's her face getting about 800 subs, which is what she has, I think. What Mandy Rose about that, something like that. Can you imagine if WWE on Raw said tonight Mandy Rose is, naughty behind the scenes, page launches, and it was $40 a month like it is now, and they just took like some of the money, or they made it $50. I mean, dude, they would make $250,000 a month. It would be three
that they have available. Like that night, that person would be a millionaire.
Yes, and now the only reason why the woman would do it instead of just going off on her own is she gets more attention. Like, on her own, she can make about 1.2 million or 1 million or something like that. But with the WWE's advertising, she can maybe make 5 million. But
WWE will produce the calendars, they'll produce the magazines, they'll produce all the merchant stuff. There's an agreement that they can easily put together, and it's more worthwhile. Like you're saying, instead of making 1.6 million, you could make 5.
But they won't,
because you got a company that's backing you up with their media powerhouse that they've got.
But the problem is they won't do it right because they'll take too much money from the women or something like that. Like they'll take like 70%. So then it's like, all right, well, I made $3.5 million in this, but they're going to only give me, 30%. So I make 1 million. I could have made the million by myself, so it's a hard line to whatever, but man, make no mistake.
That's what they should take.
This is a
bottom
problem.
line is it's a good business opportunity. That's for goddamn sure. And Joe recognizes that.
Yes. This is a big problem, like Jay Leto's article says, and I was we were just talking about this, and yeah, it's a problem they're gonna have to face at some point. Kermac, thank you for the donation a few minutes ago, man. Let me check the poll real quick because we are
Do it.
getting close to the.
Do it now.
And I know that we didn't pay the biggest amount of attention to AEW Dynamite tonight. I started watching 30 minutes in, like
Best.
fully. We were a little bit of I've been a mess today. But it was a pretty good show. It was just
I was told not to take notes.
yeah, you didn't need to take notes. It's all good. We'll get it next week. But it was pretty good tonight. I'm gonna rewatch it probably. The opening match again I thought was the best match of the night up until the women. But a lot of people still like the opening or the Elites match better still. Ricky Starks was dressed like a guy who likes men, which is there's nothing wrong with that, but it was just weird. I don't know, he was acting bizarre.
See, sorry.
It's like he's like The Rock if The Rock was fabulous. Like
the
I don't know.
Pebble.
The Pebble.
Ricky Starks and the Bunny were in a vignette that AEW produced recently where they're playing Scott Farkas and the Toad from Christmas Story, and you have MJF playing Ralphie.
Oh,
Have you guys seen this at all?
no, I've not seen this.
Yeah, it's on Twitter and stuff. But yeah, they produced that scene where it's like, oh, you're gonna cry now? Come on, baby, cry. So
I gotta watch that. I'm looking it up now to try to figure. I didn't see it. So far the poll 172 votes. 48% of you, which is half of you almost, said good show. 30% said blah. So you can see where the line is kind of like this. This show tonight kind of just crossed the good plane, but there's a lot of blah too, man. So it wasn't a home run tonight, but it was a good enough show.
It was better than Raw.
Better than
honestly,
Raw.
if people are giving it a 7, and I've, in time past, I've given, despite the fact that I love AEW, I've given it a 5. I've given it a 6, and I say I can't give it more because, overall, I can't really say the show deserved it. But recently, they've actually been producing shows that I've said straight up, that pay-per-view deserved an 8.5. That show was an 8. That fucking Dynamite that was free, that was an 8. And I think, I honestly think AEW is really stepping up their game and really improving things. And I think that despite a lot of rightful and sometimes wrongful criticism that we've seen in your chat, Joe, people watching the show, tonight's, assessment of the rating is quite clear. People enjoyed this show, gave it at least a 7, 6 or 7, and that goes to show that it's certainly not mid, it's not fucking shitty, and in fact, a lot of people enjoyed many aspects of it. So,
yeah, and I thought it was pretty solid tonight. So solid stuff. It kept my attention for the most part, and I really was out of it today. You know what I mean? I was fucking out of it. I'm still out of it now. And so if this show had been, I'm telling you, man, if this show had been bad or boring, I would have just fucking hit the floor, dude. I might not even be doing a review tonight. I would have said F this and passed out. You know what I mean? Like, I had a way worse day and night today than I did on Monday. You know what I mean? Like, way worse. Like, if this was a Raw, forget it. I would not have been live. And certainly I have skipped Raws at this point because they're so bad. But yeah, that didn't happen tonight because, again, AEW was interesting enough that I was like, okay, I could talk about this for a little bit because it was pretty, it was pretty good. Again, like we said, just to recap a bit, Ricky Stark's okay promo to start the show looked a little weird, though, and it's kind of weird. The Elites match, too many matches at this point. That match it went from, like, being super serious to really being a silly type of thing to then being serious again, I guess, by the end. But then, whatever. And then there were promos, and Moxley's thing didn't need to happen. I feel like there's just so much of Moxley. Can the guy go on his vacation already? Like, he's supposed to have his vacation.
Give him a break.
Yeah, we need a break from him, and he needs to take a break. So let this guy go on his fucking vacation, dude. What are they doing? Like, he stayed and he's never gone away. Now, I don't think he bled tonight finally, which would be broke the record finally, or the streak that he was on, which was, he was on a nutty fucking streak. And by the way, I want to thank Ghost from the Coast. He dropped $65, the largest donation of the stream. If you guys want to donate, this is your last chance here as we wrap up. Hit the like button, stick the thumb up my ass, and become a patron on patreon.com/Joe Cronin Show as we come into the final few minutes here. Drop it now. It's the donation link is up top, or super chat, whatever you want to do, or just try to say it in the chat a whole bunch. Hope that I see it. If you don't have money, I get it. It's really rough. Go ahead, Dan.
And if you're new, don't forget to subscribe.
You gotta subscribe, or you'll miss it.
And hit that bell. Ding ding.
And you also got to play with my pecker on Patreon. Become a patron, man. We lost Todd Fair the other day. I don't know what happened, but it's a lot. He was dropping a lot, so we're now negative 100 on Patreon. So if you want to become a patron, now's the time to do it, man. Fill in for Todd Fair. I don't know hopefully he's okay. But he obviously was donating a lot on Patreon. So if anybody wants to fill the slot, jump in there. Love you, Todd Fair. Hope you're okay. Could have just had a card issue. And also, Drew Barr, man, hope you're okay with your dad. His dad passed away. That was terrible to hear that earlier. I feel bad. Sorry, man. And a lot of people are dealing with a lot of shit. And I'm thank God I'm not dealing with health stuff and my parents stuff right now. And a lot of people are. I'm just dealing with other things, but my God, if I had to deal with that too, which is what a lot of you guys are dealing with out there, like I don't even know, dude. You guys are stronger than me, so just keep it up, and hopefully better things happen. But it's been a rough year, and as we all get older, it's just
the year's almost fucking over.
Yeah, get rid of this goddamn year. I mean,
it's too bad that we all have to endure the next few days where we're all going to be hit with a massive blizzard,
an ice storm.
Ice storm. It's a class 3 kill storm, and
this does not look good, dude. The wind and stuff, and power lines and power, and you're gonna lose power and it's freezing. Oh, great!
It's gonna be negative 44 Fahrenheit in fucking the Midwest this weekend.
Jesus Christ!
How bad are we gonna get it, Joe?
Not as bad as that, believe it or not. You know what I mean? Like, that sounds crazy. I'm looking. Let me look up the weather real quick.
So you should see the weather maps, Joe. They're fucking nuts.
This is crazy.
And yeah, the Midwest is probably going to get the most damage, but even some of the East Coast is still going to get something.
So
apparently, even up to the Gulf of Mexico, they're going to get some shit.
Well, apparently, we're looking at. Oh my God, bro! We're looking at like 20-something mile an hour wind on. And when it says 20, that means gusts usually go much higher than that. So Friday, December 23rd. Honestly, guys, I thought about bringing back Monetize This Friday night because I don't think I'm working Saturday. I think I'm going to be able to get it off. I'm not 100%, but if I do, then it would be better to do Monetize This Friday night, have a party. And
I could be around for that.
Yeah, and then Christmas Eve, just because obviously Christmas night, I'm not going to fucking do a show.
Nobody's going to be doing any shows the 24th.
Yeah. So, I mean,
I
maybe.
might go live, but other than that,
I'll be there for that if you do. I'll jump in that chat. But I might go live for like a few minutes, be like, hey, Christmas Eve, what's up? But that's not a lot. Not really.
Hey, if you do, I make you a mod.
I will. I'll pop in. You make me a mod. Thursday, 42 degrees.
The mod.
It's not even close to that bad over here. I got to be honest. Like, look at this. Thursday is 42 degrees. Friday's 55. Saturday, 24. Sunday, 27. So that's cold for Christmas Day. But, it's not as bad as what the West Coast is going to be facing. Believe it or not. You would think that we would get smoked.
So Jesse's going to get fucked?
I guess so. I don't know. I guess I got to look at the weather. This is weird.
Jesse look a little Chinese in the video that you're showing.
It looks a little.
He's got his eyes closed.
You want to see my closer?
There you open his eyes. Oh, you're still alive, Jesse.
Want to see my eyes?
Wax on, wax off.
I would have sex with you, Jesse. Jesse, you sent me a long message the other day. I really never got back to you because I was half dead when I read it. I love you. You okay? Nice buttons on that shirt, by the way.
You know you're muted, right, Jesse?
He knows. He's trying to figure it out. I can see him.
So, just a quick mention. Lacey Evans made a post about kids consuming bad products and chemical infused food, and then she got shit on YouTube.
Oh, of course. Yeah, because
Jesse, Jesse?
God forbid you tell the truth about the products. You know what I mean?
Yeah, seriously. So, Jesse, what's on your mind? Nothing. Are you falling asleep? You need Betty Butt?
No,
Okay, man.
there's no reason to go into all of it.
Jesse,
All right.
right
So I
now,
won't bother you about doing an order chaos tonight. All right.
Jesse looks like a mix between Mickey from Rocky and Mr. Miyagi.
Jesse looks like how I feel.
Mickey Miyagi?
Like, just like you don't
That's
even
actually
want
a badass name. My name is Mickey Miyagi.
That's what I look. I feel
Mickey
like that.
It's pretty good, dude. The fucking accent.
Mickey Miyagi. You want to fuck
That's his kid.
around?
That's the one that nobody ever knew about. Like Daniel's son on, was it the new
Karate
show?
Kid?
Yeah, the new show,
Oh,
The Karate Kid.
Oh,
Yeah.
Cobra Kai.
Yeah. He'll come up. He's like, I was Miyagi's kid. Nobody told you about it, Daniel. And he told me you were the worst student you ever had. So I'm gonna kick your fucking ass in the name of my father. Wouldn't that be great, Mickey Miyagi? That'd be awesome. Come on, guys. Anybody?
No.
Is anybody awake here? Wake the fuck up!
I'm all for it,
Now!
but why is he going?
No, what they should do is have Mickey Miyagi be a member of Cobra Kai.
Well, yeah, of course, because
And
he
have
would
him
go to
fight
gang and be
Daniel.
like, "You were never my
Dude, man.
father's favorite student. I was, and I'm gonna join your enemies and beat your fucking ass." That'd be great. Hire me as your newest writer, guys. Come on.
I mean, at this point, we're coming out with gold here.
Speak for yourself. I'm the one who's doing it, but okay.
Damn.
I'm just saying, like, this show is coming out with gold for AEW, Netflix. I mean, they should just hire Joe and Dave as writers.
That's true.
Everything would be fire.
Did anyone ever tell you look like Lurch?
Jesse or me?
You.
I've never heard that one.
No? Okay. You know
I've
the Addams
heard-
family? Da-da-da-da. Da-da-da-da.
I've
You know what I'm
heard.
talking about, right?
I've heard Kelso.
Kelso from the
70s
70s show?
Mm-hmm.
Oh my
heard-
God.
After what? A binge at the fucking buffet?
No, I've been called Kelso. I've been called that dude from Stranger Things.
Who's the dude from? There's a lot of dudes on Stranger Things.
The one that Joe compared me to.
Who did you compare him to, Joe?
I don't watch this shit.
Alrighty.
Don't you know who the fuck it is? Like what the name is?
No, I don't know it off the top of my head because I don't watch things.
Oh, okay, that's fair.
He's scared. He doesn't want to watch it. It's too scary.
You're
No,
scared of
no,
it?
no.
Oh my God. You want to be scared of it?
I don't got Netflix.
You don't got Netflix. You want to borrow mine?
You don't
want-
need Netflix to watch it.
Fucking sit on me, you
You can get
fuck.
a certain little link.
It's called Google it, you fucking little stupid.
I don't trust links like
Yeah,
that.
I don't trust links. I don't trust
I
lisps.
don't trust Netflix.
No trust links.
I don't trust lisps.
Me look like Solomon Grundy from Superman.
I've never heard that one. I like
Here's-
that one.
Here's what I'm gonna do to you. I'm gonna tickle your pickle with my tongue, and then I'm gonna go ahead and swallow your fucking babies.
That sounds like a good weekend.
That's what I'm gonna do. La, 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 big ba-
Big Bill. All right.
Big
We're
Blackie.
going on a road to nowhere. I'm more than willing to stay on the call, Joe, but I know you probably have work tomorrow. so I
Yeah,
don't
you
wanna-
know what? I was thinking about just going nuts and stay on, but yeah, you know what? I'm gonna go figure out how to clean up.
Think of tomorrow's safety, because if you got to be driving on the road, I don't want you passing out and then crashing into a car or anything. So
Right, exactly. Listen, I love you all, Dave. Thank you for taking
you,
the
bro.
time, man.
absolutely, bro.
You're the
Anytime.
best. Thank
And
you.
that video's coming. Hopefully tomorrow. RPG, Star Trek RPG. It's aired exclusively on Joe's Star Trek channel, so be on the lookout for that because I'm actually putting a lot of work into this, and because it's something I really enjoy, and I want to help Joe where I can. So
I'm gonna try to start some reviews on there and get things going too, so we can go, get that rolling. And by the
I'm
time,
bringing the obscure stuff, the stuff that most people don't know about, and I think it might even entice them to love Trek even more.
and I'm thinking we'll lead up to season 3 of Picard where we can do little reviews on that. So that'd be fun.
Oh, hopefully so. I'd love to be able to review those shows with you because both of us are sweating bullets as to where this is going to go. I really do hope it's good. We want to see this franchise survive, but
yeah,
we had to go through 2 seasons of nail-biting bullshit. So
this is it. This is their last.
that's right. This is it. It's
this
all or
is-
nothing here. Hail Mary, final season. You better fix it.
This is their last chance.
It is. It literally is their last.
Todd Fair is back as a $100 patron on Patreon.
Yeah!
Wow. So it was a mistake. He said, "I'm sorry, Todd. I thought it might have been, but because I know Patreon does kick people sometimes for dumb shit." So, wow, thank you, Todd Fair. I had no idea. I figured you just needed to take a break, man. But, wow, talk about a Christmas miracle. He's back as a $100 patron. Thank you. All right, Dan Kennedy, you're the man. Devious Dave Rose. We had fun earlier and had fun here. And I will see you guys tomorrow.
Hey, Joe, if I don't
Yo.
talk to you before Christmas, happy holidays and whatnot.
Hey, Merry Christmas, bro.
Christmas to everyone. Good night, guys.
If I don't see you, yeah. Good night. Good night, Dan. If I don't see you, Dan Kennedy, I love you, brother. You have a good Christmas, man. But I think I'll see you at some point. I might, even if I see you on Christmas or Christmas Eve, I might see you. Hey, man, I hope everybody has a good Christmas holiday. If you're Hanukkah's already underway, obviously. But all the other things, whatever it is, man, just have a good time during this holiday. Even if you don't celebrate it, have a good time during everybody else having an annoying good time anyway. I'd say, even if I just celebrate Christmas anyway. I say, fuck it. I give presents to people. It's fun. Thank you to Soundwave92 for dropping the big donos, man. Soundwave92 keeping the shows alive. And then Ghost from the Coast really keeping it alive as well. Thank you, Kermac, Ghost from the Coast, Brian, Colonel Stutters, the Soundwave92, Drew Bar, Pisharo. Thank you guys for donating live during the stream tonight to make this a sexy night. And I will be live with some other shit. And yes, Monetize This will now take place on Friday night. Again, it's back on Friday nights for the next for this week, since we've got the holiday. It makes sense to do that, right? So, get hard. I'll see you guys tomorrow at some point for something, a video, live, something. I'll be doing something at some point. Might be late, I don't know, early, I don't know. I might go shopping tomorrow night for a minute. Oh, I don't know what I'm gonna do, but I might just do something. I don't know. Who knows? Shoplifting. I might do shoplifting tomorrow night. I'm gonna go shoplifting tomorrow night. I'm Joe Cronin, and I'm hard. We'll see you tomorrow. Hit the like button if you can, and super thanks on all my videos down below. You guys can actually donate on videos that aren't live. You can go down to the bottom and hit the super thanks button. Make sure to leave a comment with that super thanks, and I usually try to pin the top super thanks to the top of the video. Forever, your super thanks and your comment will be pinned to the top of a video if you do super thanks at the bottom of a video. Thank you, guys. And the support this month has been insane. December has been an insane support month. There's Patreon. But I do want to say thank you to everybody else. And I'm sorry to, again, I can't stop thinking about Drew Barr and his father. And I'm sorry, man. I love you. I'm so sorry about your father, man. I hope you're okay, man. The Ghost from the Coast dropping a cool $7.93 this month. DWELSH in the 460 drop silver button. And, of course, Allison Sakwab is in there as well. After that, it's SITH NEGAN with a 300 bomb. The Soundwave 92 at 200. The Goon at 155. Shell at 150-50. Drew Bar at 100. Rest in peace to Papa Drew Bar. Muhammad 64. Colonel Stutters, Gerald Armstrong, and the list goes on. Thank you. That is a bomb. I mean, it's a really pretty good month there. Big time support. Thank you. The tax man is paying attention to that number there. Good night.